All right, guys, what's good? Welcome in. Welcome in.
Yo, yo.
Right, we live? Count us down, Cash.
Oh, we're live right now.
Let's go. Very nice.
Let's go.
We're now on. We're now on air. We don't have much people in here yet, so I don't really want to hop into anything. I know we're kind of late though. Our apologies.
I mean, we should kind of just hop into stuff as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it going. We
All right.
do the intro and make it happen.
All right. Please turn down the music in my ear. Alrighty. You guys hear the clicking when I click? Yeah. All right. Let's do this intro. I need to keep practicing. But anyways, here we go. All right. Welcome to the Gamer Actual Podcast, the weekly podcast dedicated on discussing some of the biggest in gaming news. You can find us on all major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, individual podcasts being available on YouTube at youtube.com/GamerActual. This podcast is also brought to you in part by the guys over at X Elements. To find out more about X Elements and what they do, all the information will be in our podcast notes. With all that said, I'm your host, Cash, and with me today are my hosts, The Heartless and Jared. Fellas, what's good?
What's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, the
What's good? What's good? We're back. We're back in action.
We're
Glad to
back
be
in
back.
action. We apologize, bro. My computer died. Listen, I had to.
Let's blame Micro Center.
Let's bring Micro Center. Exactly. It took forever to bring that shit back.
Tell us the story.
So,
Get started with this.
all right. So first, my computer died. It's been 2 weeks. Jesus. So my computer died 2 weeks ago. Like it was the Monday after our previous podcast, and I brought my computer to Micro Center. They said, "Fear not, they'd be able to fix it." Right? I'm like, "Okay, what's the problem?" They're saying it seems to be an OS issue where the OS is probably there was a bad update, so they just have to re-download or re-update the OS. All right, 2 days go by. They call me. Well, they text because you can't call Micro Center. You can't call them. You have to text them. They text me and they said, "Listen, I think your hard drive is actually dead and we can't salvage it." I was like, "Oh shit!" And thankfully, with a lot of support from the freaking community, I gotta shout out you guys in the community, bro. You guys really stepped up and helped me out, and I was able to get my PC fixed. But that's not the major issue here, right? What happened was I kept going back to Micro Center. These people keep telling me that my computer isn't ready yet. I didn't get my computer until like a week after I brought it in, which was crazy to even think about, right?
It's been heartbroken.
Bro. And
All
all my
by
bro,
myself.
all
Dude,
my data's gone. All my data's already gone, right?
All
dude,
by
bugs and robots taking
myself.
over the universe. The whole week you were gone, not spreading the democracy. How could we
Right?
have that happen?
Exactly.
We were lost without you.
We were
Yeah.
lost.
Now I try to be in as much streams like as I possibly could at that time, but
Well, it's
it
great to have
sucked,
you
bro.
back up for Reddit. Like
Yes,
seriously,
yes.
the community's not the same without Cash.
Good to be
It's
back.
facts.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yo, shout out to Pinky. Welcome in. Welcome in, Pigs. Welcome.
Yo, Panksy, welcome in.
So yeah, we're gonna get right into it, guys. The games that came out this week, we have Contra. Any Contra fans in here?
Not me.
I'm a fan.
Oh,
I'm a
really?
fan of in general the like side-scrolling shooter kind of Metroidvania kind of games.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a fan of that series, that type of game. I
I'm a
like
big fan
that
of
kind of
Contra.
easy to digest, kind of just play it while you're just sitting, anywhere kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like things like that where I don't have to put in a ton of effort to try to just play it.
Yeah.
Even though Contra is hard, it's you have to be like you have to have quick thumbs. It's still something you can just sit and just kind of just bang out while you're watching a Netflix show.
That's
Mm-hmm.
I like
crazy.
it. Yeah.
The man said, "What? While he's watching a Netflix show, he's
That's
playing
crazy,
Contra."
man. Make up your mind, bro. Like, is this
Yeah,
the new
like
is this the new
I,
generation of people that they're just so overstimulated that they can't just watch a show
They gotta
or
watch
just
show and
play a
play a
game.
game.
They
Hmm
gotta watch
oh
a show
no,
and play a
like
game.
I mean, at the same time, I will, and games like these they allow that. So, like right now, I'm playing Unicorn Overlord, and literally that game, it's just you program your armies how you want them to be, and then you just let the battles play out. I don't have to do anything
Bro,
other than
you know,
just so it's fun.
speaking of that, there's a game on Steam. It's like a farming game that only takes up the bottom third of your screen.
What?
Yeah, so you could just play that while literally going through your day to day.
You're lying.
I'm
What's it
not
called?
lying.
That's
I forgot what it's
that's
called,
like
but I'm sure if you
farm.
Googled
That's
it, you
like
could find it.
Farmville back in the day.
It's like a farm game that you play on the bottom of your screen. Essentially, it only takes up the bottom third of your screen.
That's insane.
That
So
it kind
you,
of sounds dope, huh?
yeah, but you can. So
Yeah,
that means you can play. You
You
be
could Google
playing a
it.
game, and then that game would be on the bottom third, the lower third of your screen.
Yeah,
dude. Uh,
it's like it's called Rusty's Retirement.
Oh
It's an
wow,
idle farming
me-
simulation game that runs at the bottom of your gaming monitor, allowing you to focus on other tasks while like working while you tend to your crops.
wow.
R.I.P. to productivity in the workplace. This is
All
what
right,
you
yeah.
know.
If you guys have noticed, the workplace productivity has shifted. People now like need to have their phones available. Like I've noticed that companies just let people have their phones on them.
Yeah, because it's just like just the norm now.
It
And
really
you
is.
can wonder why there's such a huge shift to AI now.
But
Okay.
just so people know why I'm not really talking about Contra. Guys, I played so many platforming side scroll games as a kid. Like those were the games as I was a kid. Sonic the Hedgehog and the Mario and all. Like I've just grown out of that stuff. The platform games, it's just not for me.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I still play
I'm
them
on the
today, and I think
opposite
it's
side of
probably
that
the
spectrum.
nostalgia behind it.
it's crazy.
I'm on the opposite side of that spectrum. I'm in it for the nostalgia.
Hmm
It's kind of to takes me back to those childhood times. You know what I'm saying? Like where because a lot of games now they just require a lot of you just have to know a lot to play them, and I just don't have the time to do that.
Did
So
you fix your mic?
this is kind of a bridge for that for me.
Yo, he has a new mic.
He has a new mic, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, sounds crispy.
very
Yeah.
crispy.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got like this mutant on it and this twisty thing for the volume on the bottom. It's nice.
All right, so what do you guys think of Goblin Stone? Since
I
we're
looked
not
it
gonna
up.
talk about, you
It's
looked it up.
the
I looked it
same
up.
kind of game. It's similar to Contra, where if anyone remembers Lost Vikings back in the day, that's a huge callback. If anyone knows, shout up in chat. But um, where you have like your army of people and you go around these dungeons and you have to like set up your soldiers like with certain abilities, and it also kind of brings in elements like Slay the Spire where you have these RNG cards that come up and then you
Hmm
cast the spells based on what works best in that moment. And that kind of game is for me. This would be something I would play while watching a Netflix show, or while I'm sitting on the bus or whatever. These would be the kind of games that I would play.
I've never played Slay
It
the
seems like
Spire.
it's perfectly suited for a Switch. Really portable.
Hmm
So,
It's not very
um,
graphically
it's
intensive either, so it looks
It
yeah,
very
looks cool.
very
yeah.
much like Slay the Spire, and it's a very rogue situation where you have like the different floors and different
I hear
levels,
it
and
drags though.
um,
Drags.
Yeah. Okay. So one complaint I hear is most of the enemies that you run into are like generic and like the traversing is like entirely pointless. And another complaint I heard was that like you go through a level in a dungeon and like you'll entirely wipe out all the enemies super easy, and then you run into the boss and you get killed, and then all the people that you lost in the battle, like you don't have them anymore. So you got to go back and rebuild up an army, and that adds to the drag of it all.
Oh wow.
well, that's the rogue style though. Like if you're a fan of rogue style games, this is for you. Well, that's rogue style.
Mm,
Like if anyone who plays Slay the Spire, one of the most frustrating things is like to climb up 30 floors and then just all of a sudden get killed by some boss because the cards didn't come out in the way you wanted them to. And it's like it's the most. Then you have to go all the way back to the beginning. It's the most. This is the same kind of thing. But there's also kind of like, oh, now I get to do it again, and it's kind of like that. It's kind of got that hook where you just kind of go and go and go. If you like that style of gameplay,
I
and
like the
I'm a fan.
animation. I like that. I'm a fan of the
It's cool.
animation style.
It's cool
I
stuff.
like this cute sort of chibi style,
Mhm.
and like what was it the stick figure game you were playing the other day? It's just kind of cute, and I
So,
like the aesthetic,
so fun fact, that stick figure game, someone from our community made that game.
Shout out to Cam.
Shout outs to Cam.
hmm It's like I like the aesthetic. I
Mhm.
like the simplicity, cuteness of it. This would literally be something I would play on the Switch
Mm.
and just kind of just kill time with it. And that's the goal of a game like this for me is but I'm not really what games I play on my Switch, I don't want them to be super complicated. I want them to just be something I don't have to press more than one or two buttons, to like make it happen.
Mhm.
So that's just for me. This game would be for me. I would play this.
Okay. It looks fun.
But I wouldn't pay $60 for it. I probably
I
only
don't. I
want to
don't
pay
think
like
it's a $60
30,
game.
40
I
at
I
most.
I I doubt this is a $60 game. Wait a
No
minute.
way, it's $60.
This is not 60. If this is
If this more than
$60,
twenty
bro.
dollars, if this more than $20, I'm
Yeah,
gonna quit
see,
the
I would
podcast.
not pay more than
Let me
$40
see.
for that.
Goblin. It's on PC. So Goblin Stone. Let's see.
It's on all
It's on
platforms,
Steam.
so I
Yeah,
imagine it's probably somewhere around
it's on
40 bucks.
Steam. So it's $24. 25. 24.99.
Okay, that's reasonably priced. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I would buy it at that price. Preferably on sale, of course, but
Wow.
I would buy
This man said he would buy a $25 game on sale. So it has to be on another sale for me to get this.
it. Well, and who doesn't want a sale?
Yeah.
But
I
I would buy
wouldn't
it.
even pay $5 for it. So
Jesus, bro.
I would buy it at that price.
So
I need my games to be more.
mm, I hear that.
Well, I would not buy this for my PlayStation for sure. I would only buy it on Switch. I would not buy it on PC. I would not buy it in anything I can't just take anywhere, and the Switch should be the only option for that.
Mm. All right. So there's this other game, right? And I'm pretty sure we're gonna be all on the same page when we talk about this game. It's called Mars After Midnight.
Oh God.
And that
Oh,
game looks horrendously bad.
put the video on if you can't cast.
Y-
This game
Yeah.
looks what the hell?
Like I don't know what the
Talk
hell this
about
is.
overpaying for a game.
What is
Like what
this?
the hell?
I
Look
have
at that.
no
This
I
looks
have
scary.
no idea what this game
I
is.
think you cook food.
Who is it made for?
This game looks like something you would want. Remember Adult Swim, the cartoons that would come
Yes.
on,
Mhm.
Commercials.
This looks like something like that, like a cartoon that would come on Adult Swim.
Oh, it's a $6
Something
game though, so
weird
let's not shit on it
yeah,
all that much. It's
but
a $6
You
game.
can still be a $6 piece of shit.
it looks like remember the game
I'm not saying
WarioWare
that
where you
this
play
game
these
It
is
does
fun
shit.
little
look like
mini-games?
WarioWare. It does look
Yeah.
like WarioWare. So right.
But
Yeah, bro, but I don't know.
WarioWare at least had some color and personality. This just creeps me out.
I think this is
Looks like
more
Nightmare
this
Fuel.
this is the appeal to like the older generation of gamers. This is what I'm gonna say.
This is straight up Nightmare Fuel. This is probably
Jesus.
for some kid of some
It really
kind.
is nightmare fuel for some people, huh?
Hmm
I
And
don't think this is for anyone over the age of 16. No, this is for kids.
Bro, I feel like it's rated R though.
why?
Because it's like scary in some ways.
It's freaky. I would see these kind of things doodled in my notepads in the weird goth kid sitting next to me in school. It's the kind of stuff you would see.
Nah.
But, yeah. Not for us. Next game, please.
Yes. So Orion Haste is the other game that I've been and it's definitely very inspired by Contra.
Yeah, well, this is another game that's right up my alley. Where
I definitely played this
it's
as well.
a
Heartless. I know Heartless is gonna say no.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course. You
this
know
is
me.
probably not
Look at
Heartless's
this.
thing, but this is my thing. like Mega Man, Contra.
We've come such a long way.
I know, but it's still nice to
And
appreciate
don't
where
get me
games are coming
wrong.
from.
Don't get me wrong. I
Hmm.
like pixel games,
Hmm.
like fighting games.
Fighting games, yes, of course, Heartless. Yo, this looks.
Yeah,
Have you ever? Has anyone ever played Judge Dredd for
Judge
SNES?
Dredd.
Yeah, Judge Dredd
Judge
had a game
Dredd.
like this.
Not Judge Dredd, but I've played a lot of other games like RoboCop versus Terminator.
Doom Troopers,
Uh,
that's another one I used to
Doom,
play.
yeah. Contra, of course.
Uh,
There was what was it? Alpha Protocol for the Xbox. You know, a lot of games like that were that were like this, and they were just fun, a good
mhm.
time. They were kind of like Arkham, like Batman Arkham, like Arkham Asylum, just side scrolling. I
Right.
enjoyed them. Um, yeah, so this kind of game though, it kind of gives me if what if Doom was a side scroller? That's the kind of vibe I get from this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So yeah,
because
who
it looks
doesn't
like the
want to see
Doomslayer. It does look like the Doomslayer.
that? So I'm down with this. I would at least give this a try, but I'm with Heartless on one that I wouldn't pay more than probably $5.99 for this. you know, um,
Yeah, I wouldn't. I
I
probably
would
wouldn't do the
I
same.
would
You're
probably
right.
want a free demo for me to even want to actually try it, see if I actually like it.
I feel like playing a demo would solidify for me that I've had enough of this game.
Yeah, Heartless doesn't like the retro.
No,
What did
he's
you
No,
play as a
I
kid?
don't say I
What
don't
did you
like the
play as
retro.
a kid?
I just, uh,
What games
you
did
know,
you play as a
okay.
kid, Heartless?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This game would have to be. It would have to get to a point where it gets incredibly hard for me to. You know what I'm saying? Like if this game it maintains the same relative ease throughout the whole thing, it would I would instantly stop getting stimulated by it very fast.
mm. I
Um,
get you. So
You
it
see what I'm
has to
saying?
constantly
yeah.
be
Well,
challenging.
Contra is
It has
known
to be
for hard bosses.
challenging. Like
Hmm.
there's a game in Stardew Valley that like not many people have beaten. It's like a
Hmm.
little mini game in Stardew Valley. I forgot what it's called, but it's so challenging that it caught my interest and I actually want to play it.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
well, Contra is, traditionally known as a very hard game. Lots of stuff to dodge on the screen and stuff. So it's kind of like Dark Souls before Dark Souls. Um,
Definitely.
so maybe this game could be
So
that.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
it has hope for me.
Contra was always known for there being so much like bullets on the screen for you to have to dodge and jump around. That's why they had that. Fun fact: the Konami code was originally created for Contra. You know, the up down A B start thing. It was originally created for Contra, and it gave you 99 lives. That's originally what the Konami code was made for.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. The more you know.
Otherwise, a lot of people did that. They put in the Konami code and it gave them 99 lives, and then they would try to beat the game with those 99 lives. And otherwise, the game was too hard.
Mm. All right. And then the last game that came out this week was what was it called? I'm so tempted to call it
I think
Ark
Outcast.
Outcast. I'm so tempted to call it Ark just now for some reason. Don't know why, but yes, Outcast was the game that came out. Well, it
It's a
wasn't
cool looking
last week.
game.
Yeah, it looks cool. I feel like
It
graphically it
kind of
could have
looks
been
like
better.
Monster Hunter.
It does
It
kind of
looks
look like
like
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter, but
Hmm.
like it looks like if Star Trek and Monster Hunter had a baby. You know?
Wow. Yeah, but I need to see more from this game.
You fly around, which is cool.
Yeah, Jerem said something before the podcast started that this was probably one of the first open world games. My
According to the article I read about it, this game, Outcast, apparently, is the very first open world game ever.
Oh wow.
Apparently, it has. That's what it said in the article,
Hmm.
and that's what it's known for, I guess. Like, and now they're remastering it, redoing it, and
So this
this
is
is
the remake of the
kind of
first
making it
open
like
world
Breath
game
of the
ever.
Wild style
Yeah,
now,
apparently.
which
I'm
which
about to
is cool.
confirm that.
But this game looks like what PlayStation 3 era graphics. It just looks really like see, and then this is where I'm with you, Heartless. If you're gonna try to make a cool game like this that's really big,
Hmm.
It's the first
go all
3D
out.
open world game in the history of it, but it's
Yeah.
not the first open world game. The first open world game is Courageous, Perseus, and uh Hillide and Hildied. I don't know. something like that. It
The
came out in
first
1984,
3D
and
world
it
open
it
game.
influenced Legend of Zelda.
Oh, okay. So, but this is the first first
3D.
3D open world game.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so still, again, look at the graphics on it. It just looks really, really bland.
I
It
feel like
just,
this
I don't
is
know.
as good as they could have done
PlayStation
with
2
it.
era.
It's because it's a remaster, right? I don't think it's a remake. Had it been a remake, they'd make it from the ground up. I think
I
this
don't
is
know.
a
It looks like
remake.
it's made from the ground up. In the videos that I looked at, it looked much crisper than what I'm seeing on Cash's screen right now.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks
Yeah, it
remade.
looks it looks yeah, it looks definitely like PlayStation 3 era. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 era.
Because to be honest, like, who's asking for this? Does this game have a legacy? Does this game have like a
Like
loyal
a
fan
strong
base?
fan
Because
base.
I've never heard of it before.
Neither have
So
I. I don't know.
yeah, but I don't know.
Does anyone know
Maybe
the story behind it?
No, none whatsoever.
no, I
I
don't
can
know
look
the
into
story.
it though. I'm willing to
But
try it out just to see what the game is about though. Like, is
I
it
think
like a
it does look like
survival
your kind
game?
of game.
Yeah.
if it came out for a really low price or a free demo, I would at least give it a try.
What's the price
I would
right
check
now?
it out. But just from
Um,
the gameplay right now, getting very strong Monster Hunter vibes. It really looks like Monster Hunter.
So I know this much. In the game, humans invaded this alien humanoid species.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they're like they're like tribes, and the humans push them to like
But they have
complete
another
extinction.
one. They actually do have another one on Steam. This is Outcast Second Contact. So this is a sequel.
Okay, so you can swim in the water. That's cool.
You can
I
fly
mean, the
around.
You
water
can
You can fly
looks.
fly?
around.
Oh
You
shit,
can,
that's cool.
yeah,
The
that's
water
that's
actually
really
looks
cool to me.
beautiful. Yeah, the
That's what
underwater
I'm
stuff.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
The
Oh.
physics.
the stuff
I
that I
take
looked at
back.
looked way crispier than.
I take back a little bit what I said. The game actually looks a little. It looks. It's got it. It's got the goods. It looks not bad.
Yeah, it's just I
It's
feel
just
like the
like
graphics
what's
could
it
have been
with
a bit
games?
better.
Why are we still in the age of games where when you're talking to an NBC,
Mm.
people just stand there like stiff boards? Like when are they gonna get a little animation in them? You know what I'm saying?
But
Like move around
I
their
have no
arms
idea,
and
bro. It's just I don't know. I really don't know. You're right about that.
why
I've seen
that
that a
look.
lot.
When are we gonna get in the age where like NBCs actually move like humans do? You know?
When are we gonna get in an age where all the models are made of atoms, and when you walk around with a pair of shoes, it really breaks the grass, and when you walk on a rock, it really reforms your shoe. Stuff like that. You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that would
there's
be
always,
cool.
even with these beautiful graphic games that we have nowadays, there's always graphical clunkiness. Like you can always walk like halfway into a wall if you really want to.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's true. But that's true. And yeah, like
But look, you can
and
fly around in this
like he did
game.
like to
Yeah,
the
you saw
water.
him.
Why aren't his clothes wet? You know, there'd be stuff like stuff like that should be more prevalent in games.
Hmm.
But I think understand we have motion capture in games now, and it's come a long way. But it would be great if we could get to a point where it's just more widespread. Like it's so like if he talks to that person, they're just gonna stand there yeah. See, it's just they just stand there. It's just what
Hmm.
it's
I,
just very
What do you
very.
want them to dance?
They should at least move their arms around and not move their hands. Who doesn't? Who just talks with their hands to the side like that? You know.
So you want them to dance?
You
mhm.
know?
So what's Raven Watch?
Raven Watch? What's that?
Nothing said a game I've been looking forward to is Raven Watch.
I don't know what that
Raven
is.
Watch.
I have to look into that.
I'm about to pull it up right now for myself.
My camera just died. I don't know why, but
Did it just die? Oh
yeah,
God.
Technical troubles all the way around.
all the way around. All good.
But
I
yeah,
just
this
No, wait,
overall this week
what?
the slate of games is good for me. I like these kind of games.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
pretty good.
these old retro games. They're not Heartless's thing, but these are the kind of games that I would take interest in for specifically the Switch. I wouldn't buy
Raven's
them for my
Watch is a
console.
top-down game.
What's the top gun game?
It's a Raven's Watch, the game nothing's talking about. It's a top-down game. It looks like a kind of like a if you mix League of Legends with Diablo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
what? Yeah, okay, cool.
That sounds
Because
interesting.
That's kind of sort of like
Diablo's got the lanes and the mode. That's
no, I don't
interesting.
got lanes. I don't know about none of that. I'm just saying like graphically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hmm. I'll look at it. I look
But
into it.
it's in early access right now. It launches April 2024, so next month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my camera legit just
Well,
crapped out.
well,
Oh
out of
God,
any of the games coming out, which one would any of us buy? For me,
Outcast.
for sure, I would pick up Contra. I would pick up Contra for sure.
I'd pick
That would
up
be the
Contra
one
too. Bello
I
and I have
bought.
been talking about it. Shout out to Bello Legends. He wants us to play
You
that
guys
game.
love your platform games.
Yes, we do. We
We
fucking
do.
love platform games,
They
bro.
they're like I said, they're just they're just fun.
There's a good nostalgia
They're just
bait too.
something to
There's a
play
very,
and
it's
not
like,
have to think
yeah,
about it too much.
exactly. One of the games I've been saying I want a community to play with, right? Is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
Turtle.
game, Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah,
It's a
that
6-player
it's so
game.
good.
I'm trying to get 6 people, and I promise you guys, if I get 4 people, I will give away 2 extra copies just to get those 2 people to play.
It's
That must
fun.
be $3.99.
The game is great, and you don't have to
Mm.
be different characters. If you want to all be Michelangelo, you can do that. It's not
No,
limiting you.
I wanna play Usagi Jimbo, bro. Samurai Bunny.
I'm all about the hockey guy, whatever it
Casey Jones.
what the Casey Jones. Yes, I love Casey Jones
Casey's dope, bro.
and Leonardo.
Mm-hmm. Casey's a dope character.
And they just recently dropped that survival mode, which is even, in my opinion, even more fun because it's like a roguelike. It just keeps going and going and going, and you get the power ups and you fight the bosses, and you can literally go on forever. You can go on for as long as you want, and I really like that.
um, the respawn layouts. What do you guys think about all of that? I feel like every episode so far we've covered at least one layoff.
It's a trend that will continue. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's definitely. It's almost feels
Respawn,
like
maker of
bloodletting.
Apex Legends, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
maker of Apex Legends
maker
and
of Titanfall.
Titanfall.
I'd say
Palworld.
Titanfall first, Jerem, please. Maker of Titanfall, then
Get
Apex
it right.
Legends, please,
Okay, we
please.
have some Titanfall fans in the
Get
chat.
some
Okay.
respect. Put some respect on Titanfall, bro. Like that's the
Okay.
reason why I
I've
don't like
never
Apex.
played it.
I legit don't like Apex because
Kill
Titanfall
Titanfall.
they kill Titanfall. That's exactly why
But
I don't like
apparently,
Apex.
Apex Legends just got some Final Fantasy VII collab items, which look heckin' dope.
Yeah, but the
I just
characters
saw
look
I
like
saw
shit.
those.
The characters that they created look like shit.
That's true.
They look like they're in the Apex world, and it's kind of cool. But it's what's the word, legally distinct? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they did, they're meant to, they're references, but not the real thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It doesn't
Why are we watching
feel
Titanfall footage right now?
because it's Titanfall. It's respawn.
Oh.
But it's sad to hear that they're laying off. But EA did announce they were laying off 5% of their workforce
They
earlier
did.
this year. So it would make sense that the Apex team would get some of
Lose
that
5%
too.
of their team.
Um,
Yeah.
so
That's tough. It's
but
it's a
they did
trend.
say, according to this article that you put, it said one person that worked there for 20 seasons of Apex, 20 seasons in Apex, and 5 years at Respawn, and he still got laid off. She
Yep.
got laid off.
Yep.
That's
It sucks,
that's
bro.
disappointing that you put that that much loyalty and that many years into a company. But a person like that will for sure find another job
That's
somewhere
why
in the
they say in
industry.
the tech company, in the tech industry, you every year or two you want to be looking for a new job. That's how you work your way up the corporate ladder.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
stay stagnant.
Yeah, you can't
You
stay
know what?
stagnant at a
Probably a
company.
person like that probably would go get a job at another company, like say Riot or something, and probably get paid more than what they were being paid at EA because of their skill and their experience.
Yeah, but
So,
not if Riot's laying off people as well. Like
yeah.
we don't know. Like if this is a trend that we expect to be seeing everywhere, then maybe hires are not. Maybe people aren't getting hired in that industry.
Right now.
Well,
It
Right
feels
now.
like it feels like
on it.
more people are getting let go than they are getting hired.
We
Right.
kind of
There's
touched
more
on it on the
supply
last
than demand.
Hmm.
podcast, where it seems like probably AI is moving in, and stuff like
So
that.
you think AI is the cause of all these layoffs?
I'm not
Well,
saying it's the cause, but I'm saying, AI is companies are probably gonna use AI to supplement the jobs that are
in
being
that
replaced.
article, in that
So
article, it does say, in quotations, after 20 seasons of Apex and 5 years at Respawn, nearly to the day my job has been made redundant. The word redundant almost makes me question if it is AI involved. I don't know.
Mm.
so and for example, like say if you're an assistant to someone, there's probably a lot of computer products that now that'll do the job of an assistant. So people like that may not have who's people like that their days are numbered, unfortunately, because of the advancement of technology. That's kind of the way it is.
You could
With
probably
how
dump.
But I hope that's not the case. But I have a feeling that's the way. Where this trend's gonna continue, like as AI progresses, because it ain't going nowhere. It's gonna probably supplement a lot of these jobs, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Um,
At a smaller company, you could probably dump about 50% of your marketing team with the way these new apps are coming out, the way these new softwares are coming
yeah,
out, all these new
and
AIs, all these new things to just literally just the ease of use to come up with all the stuff that you need, all the content, all like it's crazy. You can really get rid of a
yeah,
lot of jobs if you
and
play technology smart.
from like a concept art perspective too, like you can generate a lot of concept art type things if you're trying to come up with like an idea for a game. You can have AI generate a bunch of concept stuff to inspire maybe one or two artists instead of having a whole panel of artists who
It's funny
specialize
you
in
say
different
that.
things.
It's
And
funny you say concept art because it was the level design team
yeah,
that was
see,
hit.
and
Oh,
then like same goes for music too. I'm sure music for games will probably be impacted by stuff like this. Like AI generated music, and this is where I have kind of an issue with AI. I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but what I want to hint on that is I don't like AI from this perspective where we don't know where AI is sourcing its inspiration from, and whoever it is that's inspiring AI to push these things out, like how come they're not getting credit for that? Whoever it is, they're gathering the information from. So that's where I feel there needs to be some guidelines and ethical constitutes around how AI is used, and restrictions because, for those reasons, So
well,
because
humans.
everything inspires something else, and
Well,
it's
yeah,
something.
that's true. And humans, they all get their. So if I listen to a bunch of artists, I'm a musician. I listen to a bunch of artists and I learn their crafts and I learn the way they do what they do. And then I become an amalgamation of everything they are. And I make my own music, and my own music is unique, but it's inspired by them. I don't owe nobody nothing. It, could the same be said for AI? Now, I'm not advocating for AI. I'm just asking the question.
Well,
Mm.
to counterpoint that, where yes, you don't owe anyone anything, but if somebody was to ask you what is your inspirations, I'm sure you creates what you ask it in the chat or question boxes. So yeah, it uses online sources. So where is it getting the data from? What references is it using? Like if I write a paper on something, or if I create a piece of for any type of
So,
thing, I have to put citations of where I got my sources from so
as
that
of
I can be fact checked.
as of
So I would
February
expect
1st, hold on. As of February 1st, 2024, ChatGPT pulls its info from a massive pool of internet text, including books and websites, up until 2023.
see.
So it
So
so it does get fed in a closed system. Like it doesn't get to just search the internet.
the
It's
internet's a big place. So
I
you see
know,
what
but
I mean?
it is still a closed system.
But
So
still,
what
though,
what I'm saying is the stuff that goes in it is trackable because it is a box and people put stuff in the box.
well, it still has to be sourced. Like for example, if I write a paper about something, I still have to cite my sources. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
and
saying?
I get that. But if it were to cite all of its sources, would it then not have to pay the money? But like, okay, so let's go back to AI music. Let's not get lost in the conversation. I, as a human, if I make music that is influenced but not stolen, it is influenced and derivatives of my favorite artists. When it's all said and done, I actually don't have to credit nobody as a human, and I don't owe anybody any money. So if
Well, I'm not
ChatGPT
saying to
goes to the
owe you
internet,
money, but I
what?
am saying like there needs to be homage and respect given to the previous, to the inspired sources, if that makes sense. You know, like what we were talking about with that game, was it Outcast? Apparently, it's been inspired by Zelda Breath of the Wild. We know that because they said that they were inspired by Zelda Breath of the Wild to create this remaster. You know what I'm saying? So that you have a frame of reference when you're putting these
Yeah.
products out.
So if the AI gives you a public link that you can go see all the information that it gets. You could go look into its Rolodex of information, and it gives credit. Does does it become ethical? That's my question.
That is towards the line of ethical, yes. Like, I just want to know where the references are coming from, so that in case if I like it, I can also look at what inspired that
Okay,
too.
well,
You know what I'm saying?
what if the artists say no? I don't like that.
If the artist doesn't like it, it's not directly taking it, so they have, as you said,
It's
they don't
not
owe it.
directly taking it. It's not. At the end of the
It's
day,
inspiring.
you could
And
tell
what
me
I'm
you could
saying
tell
is,
me I can't use your music. You're right. And I can still listen to it, learn all of your techniques and formulate my own music with that. And
Right.
no nobody could stop me.
That's true.
I
You
see your point,
you don't get
Arliss.
to
I
own,
see.
you don't get to own music theory. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. Is you really don't get to own music theory. If you were to take an AI and you were to just feed it a bunch of music, and that AI creates its own original music, like can the people who were fed into the AI, can they be mad about it? I'm not sure. I don't have the answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm just asking a question.
Mm, it's a good question. It's a really thought-provoking question. I think there's an ethical question on what does that accomplish? Is it cutting out the artists in general? Because you don't have to pay an artist now to make art. You're just, having a computer do
I
it. You know what
I'll
I'm
tell you
saying?
what it accomplishes, and then I'll tell you the byproducts of it. What it accomplishes is somebody can go grab a camera and film a scene and then go on a computer and type into an AI. They need music for a scene that looks like this. And then boom, they're a movie maker. When they didn't have all the skills to be a movie maker. But the byproduct of that is, guess what they didn't have to pay for? A
Mm.
musician.
Yeah. And is that good?
Is that
Is
good or
that,
is that bad?
is it good for the long term of of arts? Probably not. You know.
It
So,
allows more people into the art though. And that is good for the art because
well,
more
that's the point.
competition
It's not an
means
art
higher
anymore.
standard.
You're literally just having, pressing a button and it's coming out. It's no
No,
longer
no,
at all.
no, no, no. If I take a camera and I write a seed for two people with compelling emotions and compelling things, and I film that seed, me getting music off of AI is not going to make that scene any less emotional. If that music matches emotionally the impact of the scene, you know what I'm saying? That scene will still be just as beautiful. The music coming from the AI will not reduce the beauty of that scene.
There's an interesting take on that. There's a horror movie that just came out recently. Let me look it up here. That used AI images to create some of its horror scenes,
Really?
and yeah, it just came out very recently.
Is it
Um,
bad?
the movie is getting controversy because of that reason, because of
But
that.
is the movie bad? Is the
I'm
art
about
bad?
to. Um,
Give Cash the name so we can look it up so I can see it.
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil?
Yeah, apparently, it used AI and generated art to make some of its like horror images.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, it's a Shudder movie.
Yeah, it just came out very recently. I don't know. What's the reviews on the movie?
But you won't be able to tell what AI and what's not though.
Okay, then I can't hate.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then let me see.
Looks like
I can't.
it's
I mean,
getting
I can't
fairly
hate.
positive reviews so far. Like
I'm a,
overall
I'm
positive.
I'm gonna pull up the trailer so the stream can see it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't hate. Like, who am I to tell people how they're obligated to make the art? Yo, if Christopher Nolan decides that he wants to put AI art in his movie, do you think I could tell him that he's a scumbag for that?
No, no, you can't tell anyone what to do. But what the question I'm putting out there is it good for the future of arts?
It
The
reduces the barrier to entry.
act-
So I think that in itself is more valuable. Less kids are gonna be told no.
Well, sometimes being told no is not a bad thing. Sometimes.
Y'all have seen the trailer, right? Can you guys see the
I see.
trailer?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see it. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can tell. I don't even know if there's a AI scene in this section.
Well, clearly, so far, no.
Yeah, so if you can't tell, does it really matter? Is what Heartless is saying.
Nah, what I'm really saying is, what I'm really saying is, 50 years ago, to be able to have any kind of hope to be in any of this craft,
Hmm.
to be a filmmaker, to be a musician, to be anything, you had to be in very specific parts of the world, around very specific people,
Mm.
doing very specific things. And now,
Okay, so I don't know if it'll show it in the trailer, but apparently there are some AI images that they use. There's like a skeleton with like pumpkins, and just AI generated a bunch of like cartoony art apparently for this movie.
Your shit looks creepy though,
They don't
it
get
does look very
demonetized
creepy.
to it. Yeah,
and it's a very like old school creepy,
yeah, it's
almost
like
like
70s,
Twilight
80s.
Zone.
Yeah, 70s, 80s game show kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I respect everything you're saying, Heartless. There is definitely um, valid points all the way around, with the use of AI. I just think AI needs a guiding hand of an artist to be maximized. That's my stance on AI.
See, the thing is, AI makes everyone an artist.
And then,
The
if
question I gotta
everybody
ask
is an
is
artist, you ever heard syndrome? If everybody is special, no one is.
exactly, and that is actually good. That is actually good. Would
Mm,
you rather live in a world where there's a few A-list celebrities, or there's hundreds of thousands of people who can make a living off being a content creator?
I don't know what the
well, if
outcome of that
everyone's a
would be though. I don't
well,
know what that would
in
It
look
will.
like.
response to that,
I'll tell you what it is.
Harless,
We're getting close.
if everyone is a content creator, who's consuming the content? So, so there has to be like a certain upper echelon of people that make the best content that we all, as people who
There's
aren't
always going to
skilled.
be an upper echelon, but I think the result is, instead of having 10 A-list celebrities across the world, you'll have thousands of C-list celebrities and maybe 3 or 4 A-list celebrities.
Mm.
Because the gatekeeping gets reduced. The more and more technology that comes out to help you put out content, the the more people that are going to be putting out content, and that is good because that means lower prices for content, and it means higher competition, and competition breeds innovation, and it breeds reduced prices. That is good for the consumer. The more people making content is that's better for the consumer.
That's fair. Uh, but then also, too much content makes it hard to find a content. If you get what I mean, where like well, I'm sure we've all been to that on it where we're trying to find something to watch on Netflix, but there's so many things to watch. You eventually you don't end up watching anything.
I
You
mean,
know.
I feel that's a thing, I guess. But
Yeah.
have you guys noticed this trend of like we're going up in a trend, like it's trending upwards, where there's people out there and content creators out there who I do not know at all, and then like the moment I stumble upon them, I'm like, holy shit, I don't know this person at all, and they're making more than a full-time earnings doing content creation, and I don't even know them. They're a small content creator, and they're making and earning being a content creator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of those TikTokers, yeah, they did decent living. The YouTubers, they make decent living.
A lot of people, because you now don't have to be a top tier A-list celebrity to be recognized and make a living making content. That is not that's not the game anymore, and that is all thanks to technological advances.
Yeah, I see the value. I see the
Now,
value there.
to be a musician, you just need Fruity Loop Studios and a creativity. You don't need a full studio with a recording mic on a guitar, recording mic on a bass, a recording mic on a piano, a mic for you know what I'm saying? You don't need all these things anymore.
Mm.
Makes sense. It's the same kind of thing with games now. Games now, like fighting games is a good example. Fighting games used to be kind of hard, but now they're more simplified, modern controls essentially.
Yep, and
You know,
now there's
and
more
modern
people
is
playing
still
them, and there's more
yeah, and it's
competition.
actually been good for the game because there's more people playing than ever, and I think that's great. So yeah, it's the
Yeah,
same idea.
and then there's more people playing than ever, and then that forces more competition, and more competition means more talent. And now there's more people than there ever was at the top of the top competing and giving us the best fighting game tournament experiences.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
valid.
comes that always that's always going to be the result when the barrier to entry gets crushed. And yes, some people will lose jobs. Yo, listen. When um when we invented cars, we no longer needed the taxi guy who came up with the horse and the carriage to come pick you up and drive you across town. Yeah, so he lost his job, but the whole world moved at a faster pace around him.
I have an even better example. If anyone remembers like old New York, where there was a person that operated the elevator for you, when was the last time you saw that job?
That job's
Well, you just
gone.
push a button in elevators now, and they
That
take you where you want to
Yo, so
go.
that
So
job's gone, and they complained back then, and now we think back on it, and we're like, why would we ever have that?
yeah,
We can
that's a good.
occupy that human energy in a much better place now.
Yeah, that's true. And ultimately, I hope this goes to the point where it actually does reduce costs on things. 'Cause as of right now, I
Bro,
haven't seen the cost of anything drop
bro,
on anything.
bro, you know what's
So
gonna happen? I hate to cut you off, but I don't want to lose this. You know what's gonna happen? These artists, they're not gonna disappear. They're just gonna become business owners. If you're
yeah,
already a super talented musician and you already can make music, so what now you do is you parlay your talents with the AI and you learn how to make a company where you can probably develop music for people's studios at a much faster rate. I mean, develop
we
music for
we
people's
have
games at a much faster rate than you ever could have
yeah,
before.
we have done the same for in the X Element esports team. We have projected all of our marketing strategies with AI. So yeah, we've done the same thing. So I know exactly where you're going from there, and
You
it's
see what I'm
actually
saying?
enabled us to take
It
things to the next level.
enables. It's AI is enabling people. It's not taking the jobs from artists. It's people who say that they just don't want you to be an artist.
Mm.
That's true. There is a gatekeeping element there that is a tricky slope. Um, I mean, I think there's still validity to all points, but I think, yeah, but I'm come around there. It's not as big of a boogeyman as I originally was claiming. We just have to use it in a way that puts out a good product and reduces costs and makes it fair for everyone. Because as of right now, as I said, I have not seen the prices of anything dropping. So once those leaving out, I think it'll be better.
Okay. All right. So let's get back on track, guys.
Sorry, that's
let's
quite a
let's
tangent there.
that was a long ass tangent, but it's all good.
I
It's
think
it's all good.
it was good
It
That
was
was
content.
a
a
good
yeah, it was a
topic,
good it
though.
was a good convo. It
Let
was
us
a good
know.
convo.
Let us know what you guys think in the chat.
Yeah, for sure. Um, what do we're gonna switch up topics a little bit. We're gonna go to PlayStation and them having one of the biggest games on their platforms recently being an Xbox game.
Is it
What are
Sea
your
of
thoughts
Thieves?
on that?
Sea of Thieves, right?
Was it
That's
Sea
like
of
their
Thieves?
top selling game at this time,
I
Is
think
it
right?
so. Yeah,
really?
it is. Yeah, it is. It is Sea of Thieves.
Listen, let's be honest. Anytime a game makes a big release, is it not always a top selling game for at least a week or a day or something like that?
But it's the fact that it was an Xbox game and it's on PlayStation.
I mean,
Well,
is that not
this
good for everybody involved?
this
Yeah, of
speaks to
course
the
it is.
brilliance of Xbox's strategy, where you said it in our first couple of podcasts, Cash. They bringing games that were kind of dead on their system and trying to breathe new life into them, and mission
Hmm.
accomplished by Xbox. They have literally breathed new life into Sea of Thieves by bringing in a whole new audience. Like, brilliant. That's brilliance on their part, you
Hmm.
know? You
Yeah.
can't really fault Xbox for that, you
Good
know?
shit today. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Mm.
like that's I applaud Xbox for really doing that. Actually, they took something that they put money into, and now they're making more money out of it. I
Here's the
mean,
thing.
that's who wouldn't want to do that? Who
Well,
wouldn't do
It
that?
helps the Sony ecosystem as well.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like I said, right, I still don't think they're gonna put all their games on multi-platform. It's just a select few of games because they own so many studios. Only makes sense for them to do that. You can't make all those games exclusive. Like from a business standpoint, it makes sense for you to expand that pool of players with
Well, in the
certain
case of
games.
Xbox, it doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
sense for them to make all those properties exclusive because not enough people own Xboxes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it would make sense if they were if they were PlayStation and they had all that and they had most of the consoles out there. That makes sense, but
Bro,
the Xbox is not in that position, so they have no choice but to go that way.
if you could play
You
an
know,
Xbox game on every console,
so,
and no other consoles followed that model for years, Xbox would probably just take over as the biggest name in gaming.
Also,
yeah.
say again, if you don't have to play Xbox.
No, if you can buy an Xbox game and play it on any console, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no other company followed that model for years, and Xbox just like slowly but surely took that lead in that model.
Yeah, they take
They
over.
they would just take over. They'd be the biggest name in gaming.
Yeah, plus they
It
already
seems they're
have
headed
that
that way.
thing already, right? They already have that ecosystem with PC because it's Microsoft. So,
Exactly,
mhm.
exactly. So do it that with PlayStation. If PlayStation doesn't do that back for a long time, and they don't like keep up,
but
if they don't keep up,
here's
essentially,
the
Well,
Microsoft
hypocrisy
as long
though.
as
Microsoft could
Xbox
become
does it right, there's one company here that we all know of that did this.
Hmm. Cool.
But
Be-
software at that point. Like, yeah, Sega still makes games, but is Sega putting out games all like as much as we would like them to? No, So
mhm.
I hope they don't go that route like Sega has, where
No, but the thing
they're
is,
still relevant, but they're not as relevant as they were before.
hmm but the
So
thing is
Sega did
with
leave
Microsoft,
the hardware, huh? They left
they
the
they
hardware
left
market.
altogether. But that's not what Microsoft are doing. But also, here's the thing with all this whole situation. All right, with Xbox, people are acting as if PlayStation didn't just recently say they were trying to go multi-platform as well. Like they already talked about day and date releases. They've been talking about it. Like the CEO confirmed that they want to make sure moving forward that the games that drop on PlayStation day one should be dropping on PC day one. That's something that they
mhm.
are actively working on right now.
And
Yeah,
Xbox Game Pass.
Hmm?
yeah,
And Xbox
and
Game Pass.
Game
No,
Pass
we're
is
talking
gonna
about
be
Sony. That's what Sony said. That's what they want to do. We're talking about Sony.
What
They
did Sony say they want to do? The games that drop on
they
on
want on PC on PS5. They wanted
wanna
to
drop
drop
in
same day on PC as
PC.
well. You know, the reason for that was because of what Helldivers just did. Because it was day and date for Helldiver as well. Helldiver dropped on PlayStation and on Steam at the same time. And you
Yeah.
see the kind of records that game broke.
Yep.
So I feel like that's
It's still
why
going strong.
they Helldivers is friggin' ill, bro. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
It's a fun
it's still
game.
going.
Yeah. Like, what is the player base on Helldivers right now?
We should find
Probably
out. I'll look it up
over
right now.
200K at least, I bet.
Yeah, the active players. I'm one of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, I applaud what Xbox is doing. Initially, we were kind of freaked out that they were taking, thoughts that they were
It says
taking
only
all day.
3,000 people on
But
Steam.
3,000
no,
on
Helldivers.
Steam.
It's Helldivers 2, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
hmm
yeah.
So that's Helldivers 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god. But that's
crazy.
great, bro. That's great
No,
for an
that's
older game.
crazy.
Yeah.
Helldivers in 200,000. Oh my god.
Oh my
Game
More
right
than
god.
now. It's
Still,
right now.
still,
24-hour peak is 300,000.
bro.
All-time
Yeah,
peak.
see?
All-time peak 458,000. Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, that game I think is not going anywhere. I think probably fast
How did
forward
they
a
keep that
year,
up?
it'll probably still
Huh?
be over 100K players.
You said how did
keep that
they?
up? How
Because
do they keep that up?
they're
How do they?
it's the whole aspect of the game being
No,
fun.
I'm
Like
asking how
nobody
do they
know
keep that up in the future?
how do they
Well,
keep it up in the future. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Continue to do what they're doing right now.
It's co-op, so you don't just play by yourself for the most part. You play with 3 other friends, so there's 4 people right there.
Think
So
of Call
times
of
that
Duty.
by
hmm
yeah. So
No, but think of Call
the
of
game
Duty.
is designed for big player bases.
But think of Call of Duty. Call of Duty have how many active players, right? It's the same. I feel like it's the same concept, but this game finds a way to keep things fresh. And the fact
Question.
that they have new skins and the challenges keep changing. You don't know what you're gonna expect when you go into that game.
Well, plus cash, it's just fun.
Yeah, it's a
It's
lot of
just
fun.
fun. So that keeps bringing people back.
hmm
And I hear people talk about this game as I remember people used to talk about games way back in the day. Like, hey, you want to go play Halo after work? Yeah, let's go.
Right.
People are
Yeah.
like, oh, democracy, let's go. I
Mm.
have seen people at stores
So true.
like just say the word democracy, and then
You
they'll be
know what
like,
they're
okay,
talking
or in bars and stuff, just like, oh, democracy,
Mm.
okay, let's go. We're friends now.
Right.
It's like this game
It's
is
a fun
amazing
game.
in that.
It's just a fun game. It's a fun game. It's
I'm in
been
a
a
group
while.
chat,
Mm?
Can you
old
play it
friends.
alone though?
It's very
I
hard
have
for you
not
to play
played.
solo. I know people. Shout outs to people in our community. I think Zeely's played solo before and someone else. And I'm like,
But you play
how
with
the
other
hell?
people?
No,
But
no, solo. You
Zeely's
can play
just
solo
okay.
by
He's a
yourself.
grinder.
No,
Like
but no,
you're the only one in the mission
does the
solo.
game have an inviting experience for like you to just turn it on by yourself and play it?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You can play it by yourself.
And you can hook up with random people too and still have
There's
a
a
good time.
new. I think there's a new thing. A new like achievement. Let me solo her or some shit like that. It's for Helldivers.
Yeah, and as I said, you can still hook up with randos and still have a good time.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
the other night we
not
played with
one-
randoms, bro, and we became friends. Like they started to follow me on Twitch and they followed me on Steam the other night.
There is a group chat of friends that I used to work with. That chat, we don't really talk on it that often,
hmm
but it just started to go live about a week ago. Was
About a
someone
week
asked in the
ago.
chat
Sorry.
if they do spread democracy, and all of a sudden now the chat won't shut up because everyone wants to.
hmm
The game just brings people together. It's amazing what that game has done. It reawakened a dormant, non-toxic side of the gaming community that was not visible before, and it's just great that is out there. You
hmm
know,
Yeah, because
and
you have to communicate with your teammates. You can't be a dick and play Helldivers, bro. You're just not gonna
yeah,
succeed. You're not.
yeah. They'll just kick you, but it's fine. There's 300,000 other players to play with, so it's not like you're missing out. You'll just find someone else.
Speaking of another like game like that, Xbox just recently killed support for one of their biggest titles. Can you guys guess
Halo?
which game? Which one of the Halos though?
One of
Infinite?
their biggest titles.
Yeah, one of their
Um,
biggest Halo titles.
it's
Is
not
is it
Halo
Infinite?
Infinite. It's that game just came out.
No, it's not. It's not Infinite. It's definitely not Infinite.
Okay, I was gonna say they killed that game quick if it would have been Halo Infinite.
hmm
Looks like the Master Chief Collection. The Master Chief Collection. Oh, they're no longer supporting it
hmm
for.
But I don't know.
I
I don't
feel
know
like
why.
Halo as a whole has just been falling off over the
Yep.
years.
Because
It's
the
not the
thing is,
same.
bro, here's the thing. Here's my situation with this, and I've said this all the time.
Okay, so they're not gonna do any
Xbox,
more update patches.
Xbox
Okay.
has an identity problem right now, right? I feel like they need new mascots for the platform. Master Chief is not enough anymore. Forza is not enough. They need new blood. They don't have it. Gears, people barely even talk about Gears nowadays. So those are the three games you would think about when you think about Microsoft,
What
when
do
you
they?
think about
wh-
Xbox.
What do
They
we
need
associate
cute.
with
They
them
need
besides
cute
that?
mascots.
They,
Pikachu like mascots.
not only Pikachu like mascots because Sony doesn't have that, but they need like strong mascots where it's just readily like identifiable from the
So
general
you say
public.
like you're saying Halo's dead on site.
Not
Done dead.
necessarily dead because Halo can still move. I feel like they can move. They can
Units?
move. Yeah, it can move units, but it's not
So
as strong as it used to be. Definitely
my
not.
question would be, Cash, is where does
Mm.
Halo go from here? I mean, we were just talking about Helldivers. Helldivers is essentially doing what
What Halo
Halo
should have done,
did.
should have
Yeah,
done.
so where does Halo go from here
I have no idea.
without
They
looking
start
like a
copying some of the
copycat
stuff from
of
Helldivers.
Helldivers, you know?
Right.
So
So you have that.
where does
What
so
else? You have Halo, Gears of War. Again, Gears of War isn't really to me.
Nobody
Gears of War
talks
is
about Marcus
dormant.
Phoenix.
Nobody.
The way
He's
they talk about
old.
Kratos.
No, exactly. All right. So let's compare. Right. Xbox, Master Chief, Gears of War, Forza. One of them's a car. So there's only two actual like main mascots they got. Now let's look at the PlayStation side. Uh, Kratos, Aloy. Who else is there?
Jack and Daxter.
Jack and Daxter,
Sackboy,
Sackboy.
the was it
Sly
Ratchet
Cooper.
and Clank?
Yeah, Nathan Drake,
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and
Sly
Clank,
Cooper.
Nathan Drake, Sly Cooper. Who else? I need to
Well,
like
you can
friggin'
kind
just
of
Google some of
say
this.
the Dark Souls are kind of PlayStation exclusives, right? They are, right?
They
No.
started
Elden
out.
Ring.
They kind of started off that way because
They don't have a mascot. There's no main character though. So there's no mascot.
it's just as the style of gameplay. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out some more. They definitely have more. None I can readily think of right now. But you guys
lot
get what
already
I'm
there.
saying. There's a
Yeah.
lot. They have a lot of mascots. Xbox doesn't have
Well,
that.
that's the thing. They technically, as we said earlier, Xbox owns a lot of things now, but they didn't make those. You know,
Exactly. They're not
they
known for those. Their identity is
they
not tied to the like they own Spyro, they own Banjo and
managed.
Kazooie, they own what's the next Toys for Bob made it too.
Yeah,
This came out with
right.
part 4. Crash Bandicoot. They own Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot too. Right? There's a lot of games they own now, but they're not known for that.
Yeah, well, they didn't make their names under Xbox. They were
No.
made years prior, you know.
Exactly.
So
And for the most part, they were mostly on PlayStation at first.
yeah, and the audience, and you can call also Final Fantasy. That's an Xbox
Yes.
thing,
Yeah,
a PlayStation thing.
PlayStation thing. So it's
But
like they need more mascots, and I feel like that's one of the things they need to work on. But how do they get those games to go mainstream? That's the issue I feel like they're having. Because a lot of the games
well, they have.
they got like a cult like following, just like, but it's a pocket of communities that will like gravitate to a certain game. It's never like the mass of Xbox fans that are flocking to one game. There's a small cult following here, a small cult following here for a specific game, a small cult. You get guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's
yeah,
just
absolutely.
not. I don't know. They definitely need to work on that, bro.
What Halo just needs to do is innovate. I don't know where they would innovate. I don't know how you could innovate FPS games at this point, but
I know
the
what they
next
need.
innovation,
I know what
if
they
it
need.
came from Halo, would
They need a Smash like
reinvigorate
game
that series,
with all
you know?
all Xbox property.
Do you think
Think
that
of a
would save it?
VR. think of a VR game. If Halo came out with a VR game and it was just a banger and was really good,
Like
So
Resident Evil did.
yeah, like if Halo was to do something like that, that might reinvigorate.
Nah,
Maybe
for
that might
Halo to
bring.
do that, you would need those mats on the floor that you just run in place.
Yeah,
The ones that we talked about. You would
Yeah.
need one of
yeah,
those in a VR set, and that shit would be lit.
yeah.
Honestly, if I had that in my basement, I probably wouldn't go outside.
Wow. Really?
I'm just joking.
Well,
Um,
I'm just as I was saying, like Halo needs some kind of innovation. I don't know what that would be. Not familiar with the franchise
man,
that
listen.
well.
I feel like Halo
No,
needs to
they need
take
a
a
good
rest.
multiplayer system.
Yeah, Halo needs to take a rest, and they need to come up with new IPs that is strong enough to carry the brand forward. You can't just rely on Halo. Halo is getting Master Chief needs a break. Give Master Chief some rest, please.
Well, the universe probably has a decent amount of lore to pull from, so maybe they could just tell new stories around that lore.
But
But I don't
again,
know.
but it would be the same IP. We need new IP, is what I'm saying. New IP.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Well,
they're
Xbox
gonna do.
what
exclusive
genre?
stuff, right?
What
Yes,
genre would we think Xbox would
exactly.
be able to
Xbox
feature?
exclusive IPs, new IP, strong
What
IPs
genre
that
would
can. Adventure games is one of them that is good. Multiplayer, you can definitely do multiplayer. Helldive. Look at Helldivers. Helldivers is only on
Nah, they need to
PC
make
and
games. They need
PlayStation.
to make games that draw people. That have characters that draw people in, sort of like how people
God of
get
War
drawn
did.
into characters like Aang from.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Last
saying? Or like,
Airbender, yeah.
like characters need to have that thing about them
Yeah, they need
that they
strong characters. You're right.
strong characters.
And
Hmm.
it needs to be not a licensed product. It needs to be
New,
something
new.
created just for that platform, just for that medium. You know what I'm saying? And just like all of our old classic favorites, they all were originally games first, and then they became movies and shows later.
There's a
Hmm.
Halo
Maybe
show.
There's a
with the
Halo TV
exception like
show.
Street Fighter. Street Fighter, for example, Street Fighter is the game, the fighting game, and it was a game first before it was anything else. You know,
Hmm.
so yeah, we need more less stuff like that. It
But
doesn't, but
I feel like
I
more
just hope it's
people.
not a thing.
I feel like
Yeah,
way more people know who Chun Li is than really actually care for Street Fighter.
yeah. Okay, and that's a testament to the series that the characters are known just as much as
like you say,
you can
Ryu.
know
A
who the
lot of people
characters
know
are
who
without
Ryu
knowing
is.
about the game.
Of course, a lot of people know what Shoryuken
Yeah, and
is.
Hadouken. Everybody knows what.
Yeah,
You say Hadouken, they know
if
exactly
somebody
what it
said
is.
that out in public, everyone would instantly know what that was.
Hmm. Street Fighter. They know. Ready. So, like
If
I
you
said.
did a Hadouken move on the dance floor, everyone would be like, "Ah!"
Mhm.
That's crazy. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, they would.
Bro.
um,
But yeah, bro. Let's switch it up. So let's go since we're on the subject of Xbox losing the Master Chief Collection. Let's switch things over to PlayStation 5. Apparently there were leaked specs about the PS5 Pro.
It's just
Um
powerful, apparently.
apparently. What are your thoughts on that, fellas?
so let's read the specs. So, according to this confirmed report, the PS4 Pro is going under the codename Trinity, and it's going to have rendering 45% faster than the PS5, 2 to 3 times ray tracing, 3.5 teraflops. I don't know what that means. PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, upscaling, support of 8K, and custom machine learning architecture. I don't know what the hell that means. And it says there's an AI generator supporting 300 tops of bit
Isn't
computation.
machine learning
That's pretty
AI
cool.
as well? I feel like that's what machine learning is.
I don't know what that means, an AI accelerator, but yeah, it sounds powerful from then.
He said it sound powerful. I don't know what any of that means, so I know it's
I don't
powerful.
know what any of it means, but it sounds powerful. So, um, well, I just hope it actually delivers because I remember when the PlayStation 5 got
I'm gonna
first
tell you guys
announced,
what the teraflops means.
when PlayStation 5 first got announced, it promised 8K when it first came out, and it didn't do that. So I just hope they actually do deliver this time.
It's
So,
You
disrespectful.
said
but I
PlayStation
won't be
5
buying
promise
any
8K.
PlayStation. I just know I won't be buying any PlayStation. I don't care if
So
it comes
so
out on the holiday season. I won't be buying it.
so hold
So,
on, hold on, hold on. 33.5 teraflops means that it can do 33.5 million operations per second.
Hmm. Interesting.
great.
Involving, yeah.
But I just know I won't be buying one. I'm very happy with my current PlayStation. So,
Until you can't
I
play
mean,
Grand Theft Auto 6.
yeah. I just hope that, yeah, like you have to have this to play GTA 6. That would suck if
That
that's the case.
it feels like that's what they're pushing though, because I read a few articles that's trying to say the same thing.
Well, I just hope it's not going to be the same thing that happened last time where all the scalpers buy them up and then no one can buy them.
I'm sure
Like
that
they
will
better get
happen.
that shit under control this time because that was really annoying last time
Yeah, I'm sure
where
that
you had
shit
to wait
will happen to some
almost
degree.
2 years to have, the ability to buy one at a decent price.
Mm,
That was really very disappointing the way that was handled last time. I don't know what the hell Xbox and PlayStation were thinking, or Walmart, whoever it is that allowed that to happen. That was very, very disappointing.
hmm
But, but it's got a cool design. This black's kind of cool. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's a
I don't
confirmed
know what
image.
No, I think this is more
that,
concept image. I'm not
that
100% sure. This might be
if
a
that's what
concept
it looks
image.
like. It looks cool. I mean, black is always cool. I like the white though, but Um, it's cool. I mean, there's nothing to hate on here. I mean, it's a more powerful PlayStation. Who wouldn't want that? But this brings an interesting point where Xbox is moving away from making super powerful hardware to um, PlayStation still
That's not what they
going
said though.
hard
That's not
with
what they said.
hardware.
That's not what
They said
Xbox said.
They
oh,
said the next piece of hardware is gonna be the most powerful piece of hardware you ever seen.
Yeah, the most powerful console.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Uh,
let's hope they deliver. I am rooting for Xbox. But again, with their softwares, the Xbox is really moving away from, at least for now, it appears. Um, it's clear to see that PlayStation and Xbox have very different ways that they're managing their businesses. They don't agree on the way the industry needs to be. They clearly have two separate directions.
mm-hmm. I
I
can
don't
see
know.
that.
Um, Maybe that's we'll see who's alive in the end, but to be honest, they're both not going anywhere. They're too big to die. So I'm still waiting on news from my Nick Switch. Like seriously, what's taking Nintendo so long?
It was supposed to drop at the
You
end
know?
of this year, the last quarter of this year, but they pushed it
They
to
should at least
early
do an
next year.
announcement by now.
Yeah.
It would be great to at least give us an announcement so we know what to look forward for. Because if Nintendo drops that at the same time as this PlayStation, like how will that go? What will you buy? I think I would probably buy a Nintendo because I already own a PlayStation. So,
Do you not own
what
a
tough to
Nintendo?
do.
Yeah,
Tough to do.
Germ has a Switch.
I have a Switch already. Yeah, I have the Switch, and it would be nice to have a more powerful one because the Switch, while I love the games I have on it, it's kind of a bogus. It's kind of a dumb system. It takes forever to load. Like you have to
This
be
man got
near
spoiled with his
Wi-Fi in order to
PlayStation
use
5.
it.
Say
It's
again?
it's not the most
He got
user-friendly
spoiled with his
system.
PlayStation 5.
Mm.
Yeah, the freaking Joy-Con drift is the most annoying thing ever.
Mhm.
And to be honest, like holding it in the handheld mode, your hands cramp up. It's not the most comfortable thing. So it's like the system-wise, it doesn't have a lot going for it. But the
It's just
games are bangers.
people just love the fact that they had the option to do that.
Bro, I think it's
Yeah.
fucking dope the fact that I can take the fucking controller off the system
Hmm.
and I have a kickstand on the back of the system. I can sit it down at a park and play it.
Right.
hmm
That's
Like
innovation.
I got the third Street Fighter 30th anniversary edition for the Switch. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. But the fucking Joy-Con drift, I missed all the inputs. I missed all the inputs. It's really annoying, but you
Hmm.
know, it's hey, I'll if I want to play Street Fighter, I'll play it on PlayStation instead. But
Facts.
Yeah, bro. So let's hop into our last topic for the show. We kind of
What do
had
we
this
got?
discussion on Heartless's stream last night, and it's the
Oh,
fact that
racism.
yes, Resident Evil 5 is somehow racist. As according to IGN. I want to get this writer's name exactly. I want to just quote IGN here. Matt Perslow. Am I saying that correctly? Yeah, Matt
Mm-hmm.
Perslow. He had
Personal.
an art. Yeah, he had an article that came out last week. They were talking about Resident Evil 5 not being able to be remade. So thoughts. Jerem, I'll start with you. Heartless, you can go afterwards,
And
and
we're
then
talking about a full remake, right? Like straight, like they did with Resident Evil 3 and 4
yes,
and all that,
yes,
like
a
full
full
full remake.
remake. And
Okay.
his idea is this game cannot be remade because it was deemed to some extent racist.
Well,
Thoughts?
as a fan of the Resident Evil series, Resident Evil 5 is probably one of my least favorites of the series. Overall, I just, the game was good, but it kind of was just not,
It's
it
not
was
what
a
you
low
expected.
moment series.
Mm,
But from the point of what this article's talking about, though, with it be not being able to remake because the story is not a good prediction or rendition of how race should be treated and that kind of stuff. And the only way it would be okay is if Shiva is the main star and they take Chris away. Like that's just some woke crap for me, and I'm sorry. I'm kind of over this method of like just trying to stir the pot of controversy, and I feel that's what this article is trying to do. Is they're just trying to take like something that may have been on the fringe of kind of not okay, and they're just
mm.
taking in that direction without any real
So
with too much sensitivity to the
so you
situation.
feel like they're just
And
emphasizing.
yeah, and if you look at the game takes place in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So why would there not be black people in Africa? If there wasn't black people in Africa, that would be more weird and more inappropriate.
Not even more
So
specifically, if you're taking advantage of people, like this would be these would be the types of areas that you would see in a situation like this.
Right. Exactly.
yeah, and with the history of just the world in general, um, unfortunately,
Resident Evil is a survival horror series.
unfortunately,
Not that you
Africa
know
has
that
been
being
on the
Resident
bad
Evil
end of
5.
these types
Sure,
of
it
things.
features a constant flow
It's
of
very
horrific
historic.
imagery, but Resident Evil 5 is an action game through and through.
Yeah. So
So
I
I
don't know.
feel, it's and I haven't played the game all the way to completion, and it had its good moments and it had its bad moments, but overall it was bad in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to 4 and the other ones. But um I think it did tell the story that it was trying to tell in the most politically correct way it could have. Like it was a very, very touchy subject they were trying to go for, and they didn't do it overly disrespectful, in my opinion. You know, and that's how I feel about it. And how tastefully can you do a guy going into Africa and shooting people? Like so it's like
Facts.
where do you draw the line there?
Right.
So,
Heartless, what do you think?
um,
I mean, just reaching for outrage that doesn't exist, just like Shank said. Uh,
yeah,
Yeah, I totally agree. Here's the thing. So like we were talking about behind the scenes of this podcast, in my opinion, when the game first came out, I didn't see any of that. I didn't look at it that way. And this is coming from somebody who's black, right? Never saw an issue with this whatsoever. But the fact that you're kind of hinting at Chris taking the back seat in this story so Sheva could get some kind of shine, it's almost as if you're saying only black people can kill black people. That's basically what I'm seeing from this story right here. Doesn't make any sense
that's
whatsoever,
even more
which
wrong.
is even worse.
is the person complaining who wrote this article, are they black?
No, they're not.
You gotta be
Pretty
Of
kidding
sure.
me.
course.
I'm pretty sure they're
Of
not.
course.
No,
You
he's
know,
not.
and talking
He's
about
not.
stereotypes for a moment,
Mhm.
it feels like only, white people are the ones that stir these pots. You know what I'm saying?
I think
And it's
that's
like, you know,
I think that's a byproduct from uh, what I call the burning house effect, where people envision themselves running into a burning house and saving people.
Mhm.
And I think this is sometimes people's closest chance to feel that way. Instead of like, yo, let me create a problem that I can force myself into being an ally into.
Right.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
There was,
yeah, I feel it.
bro. There's no
Like
need for
you
this
created
article.
that problem in the first place, and now you're trying to solve the problem.
Right.
It's
Exactly,
like,
exactly, exactly.
uh,
There's no. To me, there was no issue in this game. Again. All right. Also, all right. Remind me again where the
but
first story took place. Where did the first story of Resident Evil take place? In a mansion.
uh, America, some rural America.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it was in a mansion in the first one.
yeah,
The second one was in a suburbia, right? Majority white. Because I remembered the original. I think the only black guy I remember seeing in Resident Evil 2 was that cop that got bit in the police station.
yeah.
He was the only guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't know. Nemesis might be a black guy. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But
We don't know.
we
So
don't know.
so
Yeah, we don't
bro,
know.
right? So and then Resident Evil 4 is set in somewhere in Europe, speaking people, and no one had outrage of that of
Yeah,
any kind whatsoever.
nobody cares. Sugar
But how is
shooting
their
your.
country being represented though?
Yeah,
It was pretty similar to Africa in Resident Evil 6. If you think about it, they were all
yeah.
that's how they
If
all
you look at the
acted.
setting,
Yeah.
they were like rotten stuff everywhere, and dead bodies and dead animals and all that kind of stuff all over the place in Resident Evil 4.
To me, it felt
So same
like
thing.
yeah,
Same
I feel
thing.
like they were just being affected by this whole pandemic situation. That's what I took from the story. Because I was like, shit, this is what this virus did to these people. That's how I looked at it. But hey,
Yeah. And if you really look at it, the Resident Evil series as a whole, like, yeah, sure, they experimented on black people in Africa, which there are black people in Africa, so it makes sense. And they
yo,
also experimented on white people in Spain and in America, so
right,
it's like it's balanced.
right,
So, um,
bro. No, so
yeah.
Shank said in the chat, what about Mr. X? DMX was chasing white people the whole game. That is so fucking funny, bro.
X gonna get it to you.
Get facts. X gonna get it to you, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
but to be honest, but if they were to remake Resident Evil 5,
Hmm.
and maybe Capcom will, maybe they won't. But to be honest, does Resident Evil 5 even need a remake? Look at the
I would want one
graphical
personally.
4
I
and
would want one
3 and
personally.
2 that they just made.
The reason why I love
I
that
mean,
game was because of
like,
the co-op. So I would
I
definitely
mean,
like to play that game.
and 5, well, granted, yeah, it's not as graphically great as, the remakes they just did, but it's
Hmm.
still not bad, you know?
No.
So, does it need to be even be remade? You could probably pick up that game and still have a good time with it if you like it.
Me
And it
personally,
would be
listen. I kind of agree with you, but if Naughty Dog can make not even remaster, remake a 3-year-old game, I think Capcom can remake this game. This game came out in 2009. I think it's okay.
fair. But would it be like a huge graphical upgrade to what it
I think
already
it would be.
is?
I think it would be.
Definitely the AI would need to be improved because that Shiva was
Oh my god, it
really
was annoying. Sheva.
She was always in the way,
Always, bro. And I don't feel like it
Like,
did. They did the AI did any kind of damage.
yeah,
They
the
was just there.
AI that was. I would kind of hope that they maybe take that out of the game, like just take that whole co-op thing out of it. If you know
No,
what I mean,
I
do it
want
like
co-op.
they did.
I want co-op
You want
personally.
co-op?
I want co-op.
But if you could, I wish you could choose to play the game alone though. Like unless if you're playing with a
Oh,
buddy, just
oh, if you're playing
play the
alone, like there's no AI to assist you, is what you're saying.
yeah, just take that all out of it.
Hmm. I think the reason
But
why they did that though is because there were certain parts of the mission that you needed a second person to help you.
in a remake, you have the ability to just change all that. They did all that. They did that with 2, 3, and 4. Like those games are the same, but they're so different. There's so much new gameplay added to that.
Hmm.
You know, you could do the same. Kind of just revamp all that stuff. But and to be honest, like the game was so over the top with like the punching the boulders and all that kind of stuff.
That
Like
was
they just
fucking
need to do
funny,
better.
bro. Let's come on. That was comedy gold. What are you
So,
talking about, Jerm? That
sure,
was
it's a meme. It's a
gold. That
meme,
was
but come
gold.
on. I guess. I guess
Chris
it's funny in a
Redfield
meme.
punching a boulder? Come on, bro. That was meme to hell for like a couple of years.
You know what's funny is that now he's in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Chris is, and he fights the Hulk, and it's like, like he's the big beefy dude's fighting the other big beefy dude. You know?
It
Funny.
is just Chris Redfield, bro. Well, yeah, bro.
So
All right, let's take
my
go ahead.
But
question,
recap, I
go.
don't see any problem with Resident Evil 5. I mean, I don't see any problem with the series as a whole, nor Resident Evil 5.
So my question is, the scenery and imagery that you see in Resident Evil 5, is that typical? Is that scenery that you could find in Africa?
Some of it is, yeah.
I've never been there, so I can't say.
Some of it is.
But
That remind. So let me explain
I,
something to
you
you.
know,
There's parts of, and I feel like my people would probably hate me for saying this, but there's actually parts of Jamaica that looks like that, which is why I probably never saw it as them misrepresenting Africa, because I feel like there are places in Africa that does look like that.
well, you know, the just from the tribal aspect,
Hmm.
like look at what was it, Black Panther?
Right,
It looks like that,
right.
So, if it's authentic, it's authentic, Like what is there to hate about it,
Well, there you have it,
Uh,
folks.
But again, a bunch of people that probably never even been there trying to advocate for people who didn't ask them to advocate for them. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's true. Like no one was asking, for
I
anyone's
saw a
opinion on
video of a
this
guy
stuff.
who is from Africa, and he said, "Listen, I never had an issue with Resident Evil 5. Please stop speaking for me."
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you,
And
this
there's
dude
another,
created a problem just so he could be the hero in the problem.
Exactly,
and
and he
these
got
are the
shitted on
kind of
because he muted the comments. You couldn't comment on this article. I don't think you
yeah,
can comment on YouTube. Let me double
surprised
check.
you were still able to find it. You know?
Right.
You know? Usually this kind of stuff gets taken down almost real quick.
Nah, no,
Um,
it's generating views. It's not. They're not taking this down. For the most part, they're just gonna mute the comments. That's all they're gonna do.
and if you look at Resident Evil 6, like Resident Evil 6 is about somewhat hillbilly white family in Louisiana. Like
Right.
that's not racist,
Man,
you
nobody
know?
nobody had a problem
Like,
with that either. Nobody had a problem with that either. Okay. Okay. Okay, IGN. I see what you're saying.
yeah. Well, it got us to click and talk about their website, so mission accomplished on their side, on their end.
Right.
Look,
You know?
this got me thinking. One day we should have a topic on this podcast about how sometimes wokeness seems fake, and the thing that we discovered last night on my stream.
Oh, the whole guideline business?
Yeah,
Yeah. We could definitely do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
because Twitch is gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Um, and was it the whole TikTok ban thing? There's a lot of ways, in these topics.
TikTok might get banned or they have to sell it. It's one of the two.
The CEO came out and said if it does get banned, they won't sell. So,
Well, I, d-
no,
did- I
But
feel
why
like
would they
I
sell?
feel like the government is gunning for TikTok, and I wonder why.
I don't get it. I know this is a gamer first
I
podcast, but
hmm
what is going on with our government system where they have time to talk about this kind of stuff when there's so many
No,
other
but
problems?
specifically
What?
TikTok though, and I feel like it's because it's from an outside source. That's what it I feel like the situation is coming from. So they don't have
Why
control
does
of
it
it. They
matter?
can't control it.
They why does it matter? That we're supposed to be a democratic capitalistic government. We're not supposed to have control over businesses. You know? So you
Hmm.
see, I just don't see the point. Hey, this is a gamer podcast. I don't want to get political.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, I
But
don't know, man.
considering all the problems we've dealt with over the last since the turn of the century in this country,
Hmm.
and this is the priority of our government, it just doesn't make sense to me.
All right.
But okay.
So here's a segue for you guys, since we're on the subjects of remakes or remakes or remastered. Which games would you guys like to see be remastered or remade? Heartless,
They've
sorry
already
you.
remade a lot
Third
of
Strike.
I
Third
would
Strike.
want.
Oh my God! You know what? I
Be
like
great.
that. I like that.
It
Third
would be
Strike.
nice in Street Fighter 2 as well. It'd be nice to get a remaster of both and all the whole series, the original,
Mm-hmm.
original where you've still got the boss, and it would be nice to get kind of a remaster of it all. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like maybe they just released an arcade ladder system thing that has all the characters in the modern engine, and then you just play, the old games. It would be really cool. I would really like that. 5 kind of did that, and it was cool, but all the characters weren't there though. So, um, I would like that. Yeah, that's a good one, Heartless.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Jerem, how about you?
Well, I'm a big fan of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Supposedly, they're already remastering that or remaking
You're
it.
speaking
So, as
my
long as that's
language.
true, that would
Allegedly,
be.
because I haven't seen shit about that.
He said you're speaking my language.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia is one of my favorite games. That's the game that
Oh,
made me fall in love with puzzle games, like really fall in love with puzzle games.
and they've already remastered, redoing Final Fantasy VII, so that's great. I mean,
Yo,
it'd be.
isn't Final Fantasy
I wouldn't
7 half
mind
off
if
right now on PC, Steam?
It's
the remake or
I think it
The
is.
rebirth.
for like
It's not, isn't it? It's not Rebirth. It's the first one, remake, I think.
Think I would if you haven't picked it
integrate.
up, Heartless, I would recommend it. It's great.
Let me look.
Look
So
it
they're
up.
already remastering that. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting 10 as a remaster. That game
Oh,
is
10 should get a
cool.
remaster.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Intergrade. So this is remake Intergrade.
Which is Rebirth, but the PC version of it.
Oh really?
Yes. So it's half off on PC.
I was a big fan of Age of Empire games back in the day. So they kind of did like a port of it recently, and that's kind of cool, of the Age of Mythology. And it's cool. I've been watching some footage of it. It's cool. It's just a port of the original though. It's not a remaster. It'd be kind of cool to get that one remade. I would play that.
Here's my game, and I said it before. Chrono Trigger. I'd love for them to remake a Chrono Trigger. Oh my God.
How would you want that remade? Would you want it to maintain the anime style, or would you want it more in like a?
No, maintain the anime style. Only you just shift from pixels to just like animation. That's it. Sprite animation.
Kind of like the way those Dragon Ball Kakarot games look, or whatever.
No, even better. Like high fidelity. High fidelity. It should look like a cartoon, pretty much. If they could remake that would be dope. It'd be so dope.
Chrono Trigger does need to come back in some facet.
Cubes in the chat says remake Golden Sun. I don't know Golden Sun. What's Golden Sun?
And they kind of already did it with GoldenEye 007 for the Switch, I think it was.
It was a bad port. It's not just for the Switch. It was on Xbox.
Yeah, that was fun. It would be kind of cool to take that even a step further, to be honest. It would be kind of cool if they made that game, but with all of the Bond legacy characters, not just the one game. That would be really cool. I would play that. Like a shooter with all the Bond legacy.
Oh, I know Golden Sun. This looks cool.
And a few,
making Power Stone.
Power Stone. Oh my God. Rival School.
I would love Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to get a remaster.
In a UMVC style. A Marvel vs. Capcom 3 style of gameplay. That would be dope.
Even better than that. Even better. Just take that game and just put like the RE engine on it or the Unreal Engine. It would be so cool. Or they put it in the Tekken style. That'd even be cooler. I would buy that.
Mm.
Or
That's a
put it
crazy
in the
suggestion.
anime style like Grand Blue or Guilty Gear. That would be so cool too.
Mm.
It probably would look the best in the Grand Blue style.
Mm.
But they already did, Metal Gear. That would be like the one game that I would want them to make like an HD, but they already did that. So, they've already done all the games that I would want,
Okay.
that I would line up for.
All right.
But let us know what you guys think, chat. If there's a certain game that you guys want, drop it in the Discord, drop it in the chat. We would put it on our radar, put it
Yeah,
on
for
the
sure.
developers' radar.
All right.
Talk about it on Twitter. Be sure you at the developer. Maybe it'll be, make something happen.
Right. Heartless, before we hop out, you want to say something?
Is it time for the affiliate links?
Oh, yes, it is.
Chat. Y'all know what the vibe is. So our first affiliate link for the night is Origin PC, and as it goes, are you trying to build the ultimate gaming PC? Then look no further. Look no further than Origin PC. They're an award-winning PC building company. Whether you're a gamer or a professional gamer, Origin PC has you covered. Check them out by clicking the link in the show notes or the description of this podcast. Although this is an affiliate link, so any qualifying purchases will result in us getting commission at no extra cost to you. And that's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of fumbled that a little bit, but because we missed the week, but it's okay.
Yeah, we
The
can.
second one, the second one
Still
is
seems like butter.
revamped. I think this is more fleshed out. So let's try it. I'm doing this one for the first time. So looking for the ultimate gaming experience without breaking the bank with GameFly, you can rent You can rent discs hassle free. Dive into unlimited gaming and snag great deals on used games and movies. Use GameFly to check out games you're not so sure about, and once you've decided, you can buy it outright at a discounted price or send them back with no problem. Want to pause your subscription? You can do that too at any time. GameFly makes it easy to check out games on your terms. Just click the affiliate link in the show notes to get started. Any qualifying purchase will result in us getting a commission at no extra cost to you.
That was actually funny.
Very, very nice. Very nice, Heartless. Did AI help you with that? Just kidding.
So we didn't have any game sales this week, but there's a few of them. We just mentioned the Final Fantasy one, the Integrate. You guys can check that out. We'll post it in the show notes. Is there anything else? Is there any other sale you guys want to point out?
I feel like that sale's so good and it's lasting for the next 30 days that I'm just gonna try to scrounge up
There's one
$30.
game that I
Yeah.
want to highlight for the sale. It's on the Switch specifically, and if there's any Prince of Persia fans anywhere out there in the stratosphere, I know Bello's one. I see his name here in the chat. It's available for 35% off 40% off on Switch right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, take that game on the go. It's so fun. That's one that I wanted to shout out.
Chrono Trigger is also on sale, guys. It's for $7 on Steam. Just wanted to point that out.
And shout out to anyone going to Evo. You'll all see us there.
That's what's up.
You're
All right.
definitely gonna see me at Evo.
All right, y'all. Well, that's pretty
pretty
much
up.
it for the pod. And that was
All
pretty
right.
good.
Are we
Student was, I feel like, was
did
kind of
you wanna
laid back.
Did you want to announce, Cash, if we're doing a show on Thursday, or is that still not?
So yeah, we are planning on doing a follow-up show, or I guess a makeup show on Thursday. We are just gonna play it by ear, though. I'll let you guys know at some point during the week. By the latest Tuesday, we'll let you guys know if we're gonna, but it's gonna be the same time. It's gonna be around 9 p.m. EST. So
Perfect. There is a lot of news to talk about that happened while we were out. So
yes,
this will be our
GDC is one of them. We have Rise of the Ronin. We have what's the other one? Dragon's Dogma. There's so many games that we wanted to talk about, but we couldn't talk about it tonight because we kind of had to get that podcast episode, this one, out of the way, so we can then move on to that
We have
one.
to keep things bite-sized for you guys.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, Cash, it's great to have your PC up and running again because
Thank
that
you,
was
thank you.
that
It was rough,
really
bro.
not
Fucking rough.
having a. It's like having someone down for the count. Someone's sick in the hospital. We just have to,
Bro, I said the
get you
same
back.
thing when I brought it to Micro Center. It feels like I was bringing a kid to the hospital, bro.
This is, and this is what this will always be. How
Oh yes,
consoles can be
Heartless.
superior to PC.
Thank you for that as
Because
well.
of this plug and play.
Yeah, bro. For those who don't know, we have a merch store. Please go check out the merch store. That is now linked in the chat. Go check that out as well. And also, if y'all want to go check the podcast out on any other podcast net platforms, you can find us there. Make sure if it's Apple or Spotify, make sure to give us 5 stars, please. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank
No
you.
problem. And
And
I
y'all
have
can
an
check me out on Twitch, the Heartless_99
Mm-hmm.
vibes.
Jerem, how about you?
and I have an announcement for X Element. We officially have our website launched. It is live
Let's
as
go.
of this moment.
Xelement.com.
Yep, it's live now. We have our merch store in there, and we have our information about our teams here on the website. So it's officially live as of this week. So check it out. There's links to everything that we do there.
That's cool. That's what's up.
Yeah, that was a lot of work.
Mm. All right, y'all.
Yeah, so you can find me. I don't really stream that often, but yeah, there's the link to if you can find anything about my team. Sometimes I lurk around everyone's streams. I'll be in and out as much as possible. You'll see me around.
All right. That's all I said, guys. We're about to hop off. Thank you guys for watching. Who are we waiting out to?
Right out
Let's
to Davis.
Davis.
Yes, sir.
Let me see something real quick.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll let you know about Thursday as much as possible. Don't forget about the question of the week. We want to hear what you guys, what games you guys want remade.
Yeah, drop it in the our section of the Discord, the gamer actual convos section.
On the note of remaster and remakes, I know the show's over, but we're just talking now. Lara Croft remake's pretty cool, but it's
Yeah.
also really just like they didn't change anything in that game except for the graphics. The game still has the same clunky ass controls that the game always had.
They didn't change
Like,
it.
I
I hear
would've
the
hoped they
quality of
really
life.
improved it a little bit.
No, they did a quality of life, but apparently the quality of life kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's just overall a really it's just a new coat of paint on something, and it wasn't a huge leap of what I would expect out of a remaster.
Oh, Shinpon's also streaming.
But they did the right thing by only charging $30 for the game. So, you can't really complain too much when they're only charging $30 for still a decent game. 3 games, as a matter of fact. So, you can't really complain about that. It's a fair price for what you're getting, but it's just underwhelming.
All right, I go grab some orange juice. Be right back.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys again. We're gonna raid out to Davis. Send him some love. Tell him Cash sent you. Appreciate y'all as always. Have a good night.
Appreciate everyone.
He
Thanks
says.
for tuning in. See you next week.